pictures with some of those people you used to skate with, like their names.
I remember Jesse Corbett. I remember meeting him in a VP, a convenience store, teaching that kid how to ollie in my living room. Pretty good days, pretty good days. Of course, his younger brother, watching him, he was young enough to still ride a skateboard on his stomach and fall on his face and knock his teeth out. And let's see, who else back then? In the early days, I don't know. Who did I don't even remember where I skated with you the first time. I can't remember any of that shit.
So you had your good story about Jesse, that's good. Tell me your first time meeting Stephen Day.
I can't remember the first time I met him.
Tell me a good story about Stephen Day.
A good story about Stephen Day. Well, fuck, who doesn't have a good story about Stephen Day? I remember him placing bets on switch kickflips off the big stage, and I was dumb enough to take him up on the bet, and he bet me he'd land it in 3 tries, and if he landed, I'd go to church with him. And he made me go to church because of course, he did it first try. Switch flip, threw it down. I went to church. Wasn't exactly, I didn't know if I fit in there, but I went. That fucker made me go. I went anyway. Got it on video though.
Really? I didn't even know about that.
I've got it on video.
That's
the switch
awesome.
flip, not the church part.
Dang.
Jose. Oh man, he talked me into running up to Fort Wayne with him to go hang with my cousin and hit up a couple parks and shit up there. So I drove him all the way up there, and we spent a few days up there, and you know, I was running out of money and shit and ready to go home, and he wouldn't go and wouldn't go and wouldn't go, and ended up staying there and made me drive all the way back from Fort Wayne by myself with no license and a shitty ass truck. That's a pretty good, pretty nice thing of him to do, but oh well, I forgive him. He's a good kid anyway.
First time you met Nate Old.
The first time I met
How has Nate changed since you first met him?
He's got longer hair. I don't know, he's always been pretty damn intense. I was a little scared of him at first. He's a pretty burly looking dude, but good skateboarder. Skated faster than anybody else there, usually. I don't know about the first time I met him, but he'd always ollie the big, you know, he'd always be throwing himself off bigger shit than everybody else. At least the first few times I skated with him. I don't know about how much he's changed now, but he needs to skateboard more. I'll give him that one.
That's a good one. I'm sending that to him.
Where do I begin? Just the first time, I don't know about that. It's a good story with Tyrone. Anything involving Andy in Briarwood's probably a good story.
Explain Andy.
Andy was our neighbor up at Briarwood, and he was a mute deaf guy, but he was we kind of became sort of friendly neighbors with him, and of course Tyrone would have him come over with a stack of porn every weekend or so. Stack of porn about chest high, I'd say. But he was a mute deaf, and Tyrone would bring over Andy, like I was saying, and he ended up starting that. Andy just ended up starting a couple fights because he was a 40-year-old virgin, and evidently Tyrone had got him thinking that we were going to get him laid, and of course anytime he'd bring Andy over, there's a girl there. Andy instantly thought it was his girl. All because of Tyrone dragging him over there. I was a little scared of BA the first 3 or 10 times I met him. Good story about him would probably be I don't know what's that footage of him, and you've already got footage of that, the California footage, don't you?
But I don't know.
You got California footage of him out there. I don't know what he wasn't he passed out in the living room? That
Boner God and all that.
he did he make the Boner God? He made it first. What did he write on there? Virgin kill zone. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Virgin kill zone in the on the Boner God.
Who were like kids maybe around your
Who
neighborhood?
classifies as Lafayette
Well,
skaters?
just anybody around that area that you skated with that were like pretty good. Like when you were young, like you were like, oh, those guys are pretty sick. Like they're skating.
Probably a lot of Horton's friends, a couple of them dudes. What did he hung out with did he hang out with J Buck and those dudes? I remember seeing some of those dudes and some of the other old guys. Tim, he was pretty good back then. Tyrone's an old guy.
I'm middle school.
No, you're old school.
I'm younger than you.
No, you're older than me. You're old school.
I was born in May.
Exactly, you're older than me, see? You're old school, I'm the new school. Yeah.
Alright, what's your favorite skate spot in Lafayette, West Lafayette, like around?
Oh man, there's tons of spots I like. Nowadays,
Alright, back then.
Any
Any spot ever in Lafayette around the
man,
area.
the Twinkie was a good spot. It was closed. Me Harry Church was good back then. MBD Bank, that was pretty fun spot. Quad 9, big set of stairs, nice. Always had fun. Sunnyside was pretty fun. I know I'm missing some. Jeff Wall. What else is there? There's something I'm forgetting. Oh, fucking Tecumseh, man. That was the spot. The ledges were just perfect. Until it became a bust.
What's the best skate rumor you've heard around Lafayette about anything?
Any flip trick down the quad 9. Anything. No. The biggest rumor about Lafayette or West Lafayette skate spots? The Adrian ollied the big side of Jimmy John's already. He's just hiding the footage. Best session ever? Any game of skate, anywhere. No, any game of skate after midnight. Or maybe the sessions at Big K on them black skate boxes or planers or whatever they are. Those are some of the best sessions ever. Had to be.
5 Lafayette skaters and the spot in Lafayette. It could be anywhere, like any spot around.
Only 5?
Yeah, 5 dudes. Like this is your dream set. You can bring people like Joe Oxford in if you want, like whoever the fuck.
I can bring any. They gotta be Daggers.
No, they can be anybody.
Well, I can pick any pro skaters.
No, not pros, but just people like in the area.
Well, I'd have to throw you in there. I'd have Tyrone in there. I'd have to have Jesse and Zach, of course. I miss those dudes. You gotta have those dudes there. Man, see, I don't want to leave anybody out. I'd probably go ahead and drag Nate along, and see, that's a toss-up between Steven and Jose. You know, kind of the core guys. I get an extra one. Give me 6. I'll take those 2 dudes too. There's probably the time that I wrestled around with that. Well, I wouldn't say wrestle around. That argument I got with that dude over that handrail. I guess that really wouldn't be violence. Just lots of yelling. I don't know if being arrested would be violent either, but
Okay,
that shit sucked.
What's the worst run-in with the authority you've had for skateboarding?
Getting arrested. And,
what were you doing?
Walking through Lafayette Square, skateboard in hand. Kind of cut through Big Lots there and come walking out on the other side, and here come the fucking 5-0, and ended up taking me and my buddy Freddie to jail over some bullshit. Gave me a Class A misdemeanor for it. Fucking trespassing. Thanks to the fucking Lafayette Police Department out there doing their fine job. taking us criminals off the street.
We all know your
Metal.
mark.
Well, anything basically. Basically, my mark would just obviously probably be frontside flip in the 8, but I don't want, that isn't all, that isn't everything. Tackling anything big and making yourself go for it and showing up for the spot again and again. I'd rather be known for that as being able to go for something and try it. Determination, try it a million times until you stick it. And do it until it's done.
How many times did it take you to frontside flip the 8? How many trips and times?
Tell
us the story about the frontside flip down the 8.
All right. I think it was the fourth trip there. With 2 cameras this time. I think when we went back and checked out the footage, I think it was 24th or 25th try. But it was worth it. I'd like to go back and do it again, seeing as there's that little squeeze jet at the end off the 3. But yeah, it was, so if we average that out, I'd probably threw myself down the stairs 100 times.
Do you have any words of advice for the young, up-and-coming Lafayette skateboarders?
Just quit now. Just don't even. No, just stay on your skateboard, man. Just go for it. Go like fucking hell. Do it like there's no tomorrow, because it'll be gone before you know it.